Hello everyone, welcome to this session, and this session has been planned on the basis of so many students calling me up to ask me, sir, like if we want to prepare it through only and only self study, can it be possible for us to get, to clear this exam, to get selected? And then those students who come and join this coaching, right, when they ask, sir, like that we have joined the coaching, now is it like guaranteed that we will get selected? So that basically gave me an idea that I should record a session like this, or I should come live and talk to my students, where I can give them an idea that what coaching is, what self study is, and how the two, when they are merged together, how it makes a better sense for us. So let's try understand this thing today. See, if you join a coaching, the first benefit is, right, there is explanation and elaboration of all the topics in a class for your better understanding. Now when you sit in a class, there is a teacher, and when the teacher explains something in the class, you ask a doubt on it, right? So when a teacher is explaining, you are getting the explanation of the topic, and when you have a doubt or you want to know something more about it, then there is elaboration of the topic in the class. Now when there is explanation and elaboration of a topic in the class itself, it results in better understanding of that topic. Whereas when we go for self study, right, there are multiple sources, that means there are multiple readings. Now first problem is, what source is better for what subject? Now had it been that only the books like Lakshmikant for polity, or Nitin Singhania for art and culture, or Spectrum for modern India, or that book Arjun Dev for world history, right, everyone is reading these same books. Had these books been the only way to clear this exam, then everyone and anyone who had been reading these books would have cleared the exam. That means there is something still missing, right? There is something which is very secretively kept and not being shared by most of the toppers even, right? So multiple readings, which obviously is a time consuming process, and then you have to make notes. Now how to make notes itself is an art. You have to read multiple sources, you have to club them, you have to make a more meaningful, more holistic a note. Unless you make that kind of a note, then there is no use of like replicating everything, rewriting the books into your notebooks. It is going to serve no purpose at all. So because there is multiple reading and time to make notes, so thus less time is left for you to do revision and consolidation. Now I hope you understand. Unless you revise the things multiple times, you consolidate your notes, you revise them multiple times, there is no use of reading, there is no use of note making. So the real preparation will start after the completion of the notes, right? So the more the time and the energy we spend on reading and then making notes, and then we are left with little time and less energy to revise and consolidate the things. So what I believe is, if the two are combined together, you go for coaching, you get the explanation and elaboration, and you have your own notes made. Now you have more time to revise and consolidate the things. Now that makes better sense, right? So that is why I keep emphasizing that only 1% of the students who go for coaching get selected. Only 1% of the students who opt for self-study get selected. The 98% students who get selected are those who combine the two things. Now what is the difference? Get the ready-made content, ready-made notes, get proper understanding, right, through explanation and elaboration in the class, and then put that time that you have saved to your self study, to multiple revisions, and the result will be better. This is very obvious. I hope all of you will agree what I said in this first point. People like Sujal, Shivani and others, I hope you will understand and agree to this. Similarly, now I will go to the second point. When we are sitting in a class where there is a teacher who is telling us the things, so we always, as teachers in the coaching, we always emphasize on answer writing. Now if you are not going for answer writing, in that case the entire preparation is going waste. Now when I say entire preparation is going waste, what I need to understand by it? See, I've been reading, I've been making notes, but I did not practice answer writing. And when I say we have to go for answer writing, it is something that is very, very, very important, because at the end of the day you will have only those 3 hours 180 minutes in which you have to write those 20, 22 or 25 answers. Now, did we practice like this? Do we go by the watch? Do we go by the watch? Do we practice that yes, I have to finish an answer in 7 or 8 minutes? And yes, even if I try myself, is there anyone to tell me whether the things that I wrote in my answer, were they in sync with the question? Were they in sync with the directive of the question? If the question was asking me to explain, was my answer in sync with the idea of explanation, or did I just discuss in the answer? If they were asking me to evaluate, did I evaluate or did I explain? Was it like, was the question asking me to write an answer with the directive of critical evaluation, and did I know what this critical evaluation mean or not? Right? So understanding all these things is very important. And when you are sitting in a class, somebody is there to tell you that yes, this is the way you have to write an answer. So because in a coaching you have someone to guide you, here we have no direction for answer writing. Now if we combine the two, answer writing becomes a passion. You sit in a class where you are surrounded by people who are preparing for the same exam. They are writing their answers. The answers are being discussed in the class. A teacher is giving a feedback. Teacher is telling this point is good, this point is not good. It is a kind of an interaction in which you understand that yes, this should have been the way I should have written my answer. Now this lays a very strong foundation for your preparation. Coming to the third point, precise and updated study material. As we always keep our study material, right, as we prepare our own study material, we also update it regularly. Now it is a task for the students while they are doing self study, because there are multiple sources and thus there is a confusion. Many a time students don't even understand that shall we read only Hindu or Express, and what about PIB, Yojana, Kurukshetra? At times so students are even confused in a concept like, see, the concept is very difficult. Shall we have a cup of tea or coffee together, or shall we discuss the newspaper? So you can do the two things together. You can ask your friends, you can ask your family, all right, you reach the spot where you are to have a cup of tea or coffee with me, and allow me some time. I will reach there, but let me finish the job in hand. Now by doing this, you can make two things happen together. But for this, you need someone to guide you. Otherwise, in a state of panic, you may decide, okay, I am not going to complete my task because I have given time to somebody, I am running there. On the other hand, what you can say, okay, I am coming, you go ahead, I will join you after 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and I will also enjoy the time with you. But to have this time, now this me time, family time, friend time, you need to save time. That how you will save that time, I will tell you in this, right? Now, that multiple source in thus confusion, whereas if the two are merged together, now what will happen? Time and energy saving, right? Your time is saved, your energy is saved, leaving time for much needed recreation. Now you can go for a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, or you can sit and chat with your friends and family. This way you do justice. It is not a crime that you are preparing for IAS. You didn't commit a sin. It shouldn't be like you should not have time. But to have that time, you need to have a proper plan. You need to have a proper strategy. Now how this is to be done? If you come for a classes, there is someone who will regularly motivate you, keep you guided. And if you are motivated and guided, then you know that how you have to plan, how you have to strategize. You have short-term goals, you have long-term goals, right? Whereas if it is self-study, there can be, I'm not saying there always is, but there can be loss of direction and motivation. Now, if there is loss of direction and demotivation, in that case, many a times I see students feeling depressed. There are anxiety issues. Now, this is something very important that you all need to keep in mind. Fine, but if there are two things together, self-discipline is inculcated in your personality. You know that I have to go for 3 hours of class or 4 hours of class. I have to revise these things. I have to give a test next day, right? That is why at Raj IAS, what we have done, we have kept every day, every week, every month test, and that too in a very competitive way, that you have to compete not just with your friends, you also have to, You also have to compete with all the groups. In that way, you compete against a set of about, let's say, 2000 to 3000 students. Then you realize your standing, and then you know that how you have to improve further, right? This is very important. Now, peer support and competitive environment is very important. If you will come to my institute in Chandigarh, Dainik Bhaskar building, sector 25, right, at Raj IAS, you will see that here there is a like environment. There is a library, in-house library for more than 300 students, and you will see from 6 a.m. in the morning to midnight 12, students are sitting in the library, they are studying, they are revising, and in the corridors they are moving around discussing the things. This is how they basically, keep themselves motivated, and this competitive environment is always pushing them. And because this is such a cutthroat competition, there is a time that you start feeling like overwhelmed, overburdened, for which this motivation and guidance is always available, right? Whereas if you are doing it through self-study, the first problem is aloofness. You are sitting in your own cocoon. You are not even aware that what exactly is happening outside, right? Now, thus no understanding of the competition. You always feel like what you are doing, what I am doing is the best, without realizing that what the others are doing. Whereas when you are in a coaching and you are also doing self-study, you are self-motivated. You are disciplined, you are motivated. Now, there are regular tests for evaluation and improvement. When we give you test series, you know what we do in the test series? We give you a very systematic kind of feedback. See, if you have written a test, or let's say if you have done some MCQs on ancient India, there were, let's say, 10 questions on Harappa, 10 on Vedic age, 10 on Buddhism, Jainism, 10 on Mauryas, 10 on post-Mauryas, 10 on Gupta, 10 on Harsha, 10 on this, 10 on that. So what I saw, that the questions on Mauryas, 10 out of 10 you could write answer, you could attempt right answer to 8. Whereas when it comes to Gupta, post-Gupta, Harsha time, you could attempt not more than 5 to 6. That means this topic is weak. Let's revise it. And because you have already read one set of notes that we have provided, you still could not understand the things. Let's sit, let's clear your doubts, and let me give you an additional piece of paper on which you can get some extra information only regarding to this topic. Now, this way you are getting regular prompt feedbacks on basis of which you can improvise, you can improve, and you can ensure your success. Whereas if you are doing self-study, either tests are not available. I know these days on Telegram and anywhere you get so many tests, but then when you get those tests, not evaluated, and if they are not evaluated, so no scope for improvement, right? There is no scope for improvement at all. Now, when this happens in a combination of coaching and self-study, there is regular evaluation, which means constant improvement, and constant improvement will automatically lead to success. Now, that is why I say, if you are depending only and only on coaching, and not ready to do any self-study, that means coaching minus self-study is no result. Only self-study makes it very difficult and very, very time consuming, very, very exhaustive process. Now, the combination of two, coaching and self-study, will ensure that yes, the success happens naturally. Now, those who understand this very basic thing, they can make up their mind. They can realize that yes, this can be a way through which we can prepare. That let's first finish coaching. Let's say you are aiming for 2024 or 2025. Now you should start your coaching at once. Once you are done with your coaching in 10 to 11 months, then give ample time to self-study, and then you get your result, you get selected and serve on those positions where you have the authority, you have the power to make difference to the life of millions of people. You become part of policy making, you become part of the execution, you become part of the developmental process. Now, for this is how you have to understand the importance of coaching. Trust me, friends, while you prepare for IAS, you should have a plan, you should have a strategy, you should have a guide. People like Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli's, or Sachin Tendulkar's, or name anyone, They all were born with a natural talent, but then there are millions of others who have this talent, but because they did not have someone to guide them properly, they are still playing cricket in the mahallas, in the gullies, in the lanes, whereas those who were trained by the professional coaches, they knew the rules of the game better than others. It is not that others did not have the talent, it is only that they did not know the rules of the game. So having talent and knowing the rules of the game, having the knowledge that how you have to execute your talent, that makes all the difference. Those who combine two things, I cannot say na, or neither you will say that without coaching, right, without coaching we cannot get Sachin Tendulkar, you agree to this, but by only coaching and doing no self practice, can we get Sachin Tendulkars and Virat Kohlis and Rohit Sharmas? No. So these two things are very important. A coach can tell Sachin that see, if the ball is moving in this direction, if it is a outswinging kind of a ball, you have to put your front foot up to the pitch of the ball, right? And there shouldn't be a gap between your bat and pad. The bat should come in a natural way. Now when Sachin knew the rule of the game, now if he is not practicing constantly on this shot for many times, how can he then get selected and become the god of the game? Now this is basic rule. If you understand this rule today, let's plan, let's start the process. And those who want to know the details of our courses, we have various courses, we have multiple courses. I am going to give you a number. You have to just send a WhatsApp message on that number, and that number will share all the details with you. The number is 7087 000 445, and this is, yes, we have both online offline courses. We have recorded live, we have all solutions for you, all solutions, GS, CSAT, optional, right, test series, current affairs, everything available. So we are here as one stop solution to all that you are looking forward to. And you can go and check out the previous results, the comments left by the students, the video testimonials of the selected candidates, and this will give you lot more confidence, right? So let's start the process. Here is the number, just send one WhatsApp message and you will get the prompt reply. Best of luck everyone. God bless you all. Take care and meet you soon in more sessions like this, where I will give you more ideas, more motivation, and together we will make the dream come true. God bless you all. Take care. Bye-bye.